Hey, and welcome to Game Talk episode 33. I'm your host, Amin Mian. Today I'm joined by Tristan
Hello.
and Katie.
Hey guys.
And the first thing I wanted to talk about today are the Game Awards. So, the Game Awards, as of this recording, are taking place tomorrow evening at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Granted, by the time this episode comes out, it'll be weeks afterward. But anyway, the Game Awards are the end of the year awards ceremony for our industry, where an official quote unquote game of the year is crowned, as well as several other award topics are given out to the nominees, such as best action adventure game, best indie game, etc., etc. Pretty much any category you could imagine for the gaming industry is there. And I just kind of wanted to bring it up because I think it's an important thing for the gaming industry. Because if you look at other entertainment industries, like the movie industry has the Oscars, and the TV industry has the Emmys, music has
Grammys.
the Grammys. Like gaming never really had a thing of its own until pretty recently. Like, yes, gaming gives out awards and stuff, but typically, like, the whole game of the year thing is done on like a website or platform basis, like IGN, GameSpot, Easy Allies. Like, all these people have their own awards that they give out, and there's never anything official. And Jeff Keighley made the Game Awards to try and remedy that, and it's only a few years old.
Yeah, it started in 2014, I think.
Yeah, and it's still going through some growing pains, but I've watched it live every year, and every year I see an improvement, and every year it gets bigger, and every year it's more of a big deal. So I definitely think it's on the right path. And every year there are more actual announcements at the show, not just awards. I know for a fact that the Game Awards tomorrow, there are going to be a whole lot of pretty significant announcements. Like, people are theorizing, or not theorizing, that there are rumors going around that Metroid Prime 4 is going to be unveiled. The Crash Team Racing remake is going to be unveiled. And that's just like a couple. Like, they have some pretty big names coming down to present some awards. Like, they have the Russo brothers, the directors of the Avengers movies, coming down to present some awards. So
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, Jeff's done a pretty good job of making this into a more like mainstream event, which I think can only be a good thing because it leads more credence to gaming, which is only a good thing. But yeah, I kind of wanted to just bring up the Game Awards and see what you guys thought of them. Have you guys ever caught them on stream?
Yeah, I watched them last year when it aired. I didn't watch all of it, but I thought it was really cool that it combines like indie devs with AAA games. Like, they're being judged kind of on a similar platform. It doesn't really matter where or what company you're from. It's the content that matters, and I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a good recognizer of quality, like in all shapes and forms. Like, for instance, this year, the nominees for Game of the Year itself, just like the overall most prestigious award, those nominees, obviously some nominees are obvious, like God of War and Red Dead Redemption 2 are nominees, but also you have games like Monster Hunter World and even little titles like Celeste that are, all of those are contenders for a Game of the Year, and I think that's a very positive image for our industry.
Yeah, I've never caught the Game Awards live myself. I've usually heard about the results afterwards, but I do like that we are finally having like when we talk about movies and TVs and we talk about the Grammys and the Emmys, like, those are huge, but what does it mean after the fact, I guess? Other than, I guess, more people go watch it.
I mean, I guess technically it doesn't mean anything. It's just prestigious, and it's a great honor to be selected and all of that.
Great visibility.
Yeah, and it means something to people who don't really, who aren't nerdy about it like us. Like, this is probably one of the few things that like mainstream people might hear about.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've never seen these myself, but I think I'm going to try and look at it this year just because the categories are getting pretty diverse. I pulled up the website here. There's just a lot of different categories going on.
Yeah, and some of it branches past like like strictly gaming. Like they have like a best content creator award where they award like a Twitch streamer or YouTube streamer, and they give awards for like best actor in a game. So like Christopher Judge's Kratos in God of War is nominated, and Roger Clark, who played Arthur Morgan in Red Dead Redemption 2, is nominated. Yuri Lowenthal, who played Peter Parker in Spider-Man, is nominated. So I think that's a very good thing. Like each year it becomes more and more inclusive of everything involving games, not just like the production of the game itself, but like the people who contribute to them.
I mean, similar to, as we said earlier, Oscars and things like that, categories like supporting roles and director and stuff like that, is you can see it's growing. I saw somewhere a number of like 4 million people watched it live last year. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I think that's pretty good.
For considering how new it is. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We can really only expect that number to grow as the show gets better and keeps going forward.
Yeah, and I think I saw that like on their website they have like how you can watch it, and it's available on just about every streaming platform you can imagine, in 4K no less. So they're not skimping out on this. They're trying to get this to as many people as they can in the best quality they can. But as for the content of the show itself, like I said, it gets better every year. It started out a little rough. Even last year, like it wasn't 100%, I guess, professional is the right word to use. There's always at least one cringe moment, I would say, in these things. And I don't know. I hope that'll go away with time as this thing matures. But it should be noted that it's not quite to like Oscar or Emmy level yet.
Oh, definitely not. I also didn't realize there was an esports category.
Yeah.
That's
This is very weird to see.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I think one of the categories is even like most like hype esports moment or something like that, which I found very funny.
Yeah,
That's a
esports
category
moment.
that only gaming can have, no other entertainment could have something like that as an award.
Yeah, I was honestly watching a Netflix original of Explained, and it's like a new series by Vox, and they did a whole episode on esports, and it's just crazy how much that industry has grown and how long it's been around, honestly.
Yeah, and I think the craziest thing about esports is just the potential of its further growth. I mean, I feel like we've barely hit the tip of the iceberg. Like it's just exploding right now, and I don't see it slowing down anytime soon.
Well, the thing that I thought was most interesting in this episode was they were talking about, of course, League of Legends and how Riot Games, so, like for the NBA, it's broken down. You have ESPN, who sort of watches, moderates, recaps the game, and then you have NBA that sort of maintains the league and the brackets, and then, of course, you have the teams. But League of Legends, really, Riot Games, they control all of that, so I think it's going to be interesting to see how esports continues to evolve and what other companies are going to sprout aside from just teams.
Definitely,
I know it's a little tangential here.
No, but I think it's a good discussion. Like esports is definitely following somewhat in the footsteps of professional sports, but it'll be very interesting to see where it deviates and how it stands out from that, because it's going to deviate.
Oh yeah,
it's going to become its own thing.
I do find it interesting. I mean, since we're talking about esports and the video game awards here, is that how closely, that it's close enough related to video games and making them or putting them in a category that it's actually included in our award show. When I think about the Emmys or something, or the Oscars, I don't really think of the best viewing of a movie or the best review of the year for a movie to show up in that award show.
I kind of want to just read off the list of the game of the year. I know I'm probably the only one who's played the majority of these games, but I kind of wanted to just bring them up. So the list for game of the year is the nominees are Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, and Red Dead Redemption 2. Do any of those do anything for you guys?
Celeste is the only one that does for me.
Yeah, Celeste is one of those games I keep telling myself I need to play, and I haven't done it yet.
It was made during a game jam. That's what I think is so cool.
That's insane, actually.
Right?
Yeah.
it feels cozy. I like it. I'm rooting for the underdog here, the indie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think an indie has ever won overall Game of the Year at the Game Awards. I don't think.
It's pretty hard.
Yeah. But even the fact that it's nominated, like, is pretty insane to me. Because, like, this little indie game that was made at the Game Jam is standing toe to toe with games that took like 6+ years to make and hundreds of millions of dollars in like development costs and marketing. You know,
I am just really shocked that Assassin's Creed is on this list.
that's
that was
the
the thing I
one
was gonna talk
outlier
about.
to me. Like everything else on this list, I understand and could make a case for, but Assassin's Creed, granted, I haven't played Odyssey yet, but everything I've heard about it is quite positive. I just didn't think it was positive to the degree of being considered for like Game of the Year.
It's literally another Assassin's Creed. So what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, yeah, that is the one entry in that list that sort of doesn't. I don't know. I'm sure it's a great game. It just doesn't. Game of the Year, like it's sort of just Origins with a Greek theme thrown on top of it.
See, but have you played it?
Not myself, no.
So that's the thing.
But,
like everyone who
it's
hasn't
hard.
played it just says it's Origins with a Greek theme, but everyone who has plays it tells me it's so much more. So I'll have to check it out for myself to verify that.
Yeah,
Because I'm in the same camp as you. It just looks like Origins to me, but apparently, like the story is well written, the characters are good, side quests are like really good. So
Oh wow.
there might be something there.
there must be something beyond just the theming that I'm missing, because otherwise it just looks like another Assassin's Creed to me.
Another one. So I haven't played Select. So I haven't actually played like half the games on this list. Now that I'm looking at it, I have played the Sony games, being the Sony fanboy that I am. I've played Marvel Spider-Man, God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2. I don't know. If I were a betting man, I would say Red Dead Redemption 2 is probably going to win.
I can
But
see that.
I would say that, like, yes, it was like really well loved critically and did insane commercially. But I would really make a case for God of War as well. Like, I don't know if it's just. I think the recency bias of Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to ultimately help it win over God of War in the end. But when God of War came out, it was a revolutionary release. Like, it blew people's minds, like mine included. I actually think if I were to vote right now, after all is said and done, I've beaten God of War, beaten Red Dead Redemption 2. In my mind, they're both like so high, like in the top like 10 games I've ever played. But I think I might just put God of War slightly above Red Dead Redemption 2. And even that, I'm not confident in saying. That could like flip flop tomorrow. But as of right now, like I think God of War needs to be recognized for for what it achieved. But Red Dead's probably gonna win, which is fine by me. Like, because Red Dead was an amazing game.
Yeah, it's really hard for me to put in any opinion on Game of the Year, as I have played 0 out of the 6 titles on this list.
So, but like, there's several other categories, like best ongoing game. So that I guess that's like games as a service, maybe.
Yes. So, well, I mean, there's some.
Yeah, not necessarily. Like
online
No Man's
stuff.
Sky is nominated, and that isn't a games as a service model.
I'm looking at that list, the best ongoing game. No Man's Sky is kind of strange to me in that it's an online going game when you, for most of the time that I've heard of it, you couldn't actually be around other players.
So they
I guess they
recently
fixed that.
added multiplayer, and I think a big reason No Man's Sky is on that list is because of the whole redemption story of that game. Like that game came out and broke so many promises, and it sucked, and everyone hated it.
Yep.
And
so
Hello
true.
Games has just been releasing update after update for free, just making it into the game they promised it would be. So it would have been very easy for them to just like shut up and take the money and go away.
Yeah.
But like they're making good on their promise. So it's become evident over the past couple of years that Hello Games was coming from a genuine place. They just
It
botched
blew
the
up
release.
really quickly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, looking at this best ongoing game list, the 2 titles that I think are the highest on this would probably be Fortnite or Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, Fortnite's certainly going to win.
Yeah.
Like there's no
Really?
doubt in my mind. Oh, absolutely.
The reason I say this is that both of these games with their ongoing content, have constantly shifted the way you play the game in varying degrees. When I think of like Destiny 2, Forsaken, or Overwatch, the core of those games hasn't been shaken as much by updates, but Fortnite is constantly changing, and Siege, every time they introduce new operators, multitudes of new strategies come out for that game. So
See, I haven't played either of them, so I can't really say.
So Tristan, you definitely know the minutia of those games better than I do, but the reason I say Fortnite is absolutely going to win is because 2018 is the year that Fortnite took over the world.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually surprised it's not a nominee for Game of the Year.
it is a little surprising, but when did it actually come out? Because I know base Fortnite came out a while ago, and then they added the Battle Royale mode. But
I mean, Fortnite's been around for like forever, like for over half a decade now, actually, in some iteration or another. It just really blew up in the past like year and a half.
Yeah,
and especially with 2018, with streamers like Ninja and like all the other big streamers finally really getting into this game, like it was a mutually beneficial relationship. Those streamers got catapulted to like almost superstardom. They became millionaires because of Fortnite, and Fortnite gained millions of players because of these streamers. Like it was an effect unlike anything I've really seen in gaming before.
Yeah, it is crazy every day that I go into the Twitch app to see Fortnite is still way above every other category by at least like 70 to 80,000 people watching.
Really?
Yeah, Fortnite, I like to say Fortnite is the new Minecraft. Almost. Like Minecraft was the last game I remember that truly like just truly exploded. Yeah. I mean, Pokemon Go to an extent, but that was like over in a summer, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Fortnite, it happened again, and not too long after Minecraft. I mean, it was under a decade, or maybe it was just about a decade, because Minecraft was released in like 2008, 9.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Somewhere
that's
around.
crazy to think about.
It's a decade or more old. Yeah.
Maybe in 2018 we'll see the next big thing. But yeah, just going further down the list, best direction. I think that's an interesting category. I guess that's similar to like best, if you look at like film, like best director or something. So
yeah,
the overall like creative vision is being taken into account, and some of the nominees are interesting, like A Way Out. A Way Out did pretty unique things, but I wouldn't really put it on this list. I certainly appreciate it, but I don't think it's worthy of being a nominee personally.
Let's see here. So, awarded to a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Out of this list, I'd say it has a more unique, like it definitely innovated in a way I wasn't expecting, but I don't know if it seems weird when it's put up against these other ones that are on the list, like God of War and
Spider-Man. It was unique,
and
but like the execution was pretty substandard, I would say. Like it was a very fresh, unique concept, which absolutely should be recognized for, but it didn't really execute on it too well, in my opinion.
I'll say that it leaves a little something to be desired, but it is a new innovation, and I think if other games were to take the Way Out sort of approach, I think they could improve upon it. But I found it was like a fresh especially at the time it came out, it was like fresh as like that kind of game. Like we haven't seen that in a little while.
Yeah, I could easily see God of War taking this, if only because like I feel like every shot of that game was meticulously crafted, and the whole like idea of the camera never cutting over the course of the entire game from start to end, I think is a very cool trick. Yeah, that's something that they put in. Like the instant the game starts, the camera never breaks from you until you beat the game.
I did not know that. It's another one that's on my list to play. I actually got to meet the audio producer for that game. Oh,
that's incredible.
Yeah, she came and was one of the keynote speakers at the West Virginia Game Dev Expo. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was really impressed that they were able to get someone like that down there. It was a really cool opportunity. It seemed, that's why it got put on my list.
Yeah, God of War, in as far as direction goes, it would probably have my vote. But some of these games, like Detroit Become Human, I could absolutely see why it's on there. Detroit's basically like an interactive movie. So
It's by the same people that made Heavy Rain
Yes.
and
Oh my
Quantum
God.
Break, right?
yes,
Yeah.
I loved
'Cause-
Heavy Rain. That was
Yeah.
one of my favorite
yeah.
games.
So this game is basically like Heavy Rain, except the entire cast is comprised of androids. That's basically what this is, and it's excellent. I loved it.
That is so
Um,
cool. I had not heard of it until literally looking at this list.
Yeah, I would absolutely. If you loved Heavy Rain, you should absolutely play this game. It's the spiritual successor to Heavy Rain.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so cool. Thank you guys for that.
And then we've got Spider-Man and Red Dead Redemption 2. Spider-Man, it was very well made. I don't know if I'd put it like as the best directed game. And Red Dead Redemption 2, yeah, I could totally understand why that's on the list.
I still need to play Spider-Man for myself, but I like everything I've seen out of that game.
Best narrative, it's literally like almost the same nominees, which is really funny.
Yeah. Well, they got Life is Strange in there.
Yeah, Life. I haven't tried Life is Strange 2 yet. Have any of you played it yet?
No, I was
Nah.
going to get it in the last sale, but I 100% played Life is Strange. Like, I 100%ed that
Oh
game.
yeah, same. But the thing is, like, I don't know. Like, the best thing about Life is Strange was the whole setting and the characters for me. Like, and I feel like if this game doesn't have those setting, like this, like Arcadia Bay as a setting, or like Chloe and Max, like I'm not interested.
Yeah, I
But
really
you know,
liked
it's made by
Chloe
the
as a
same
character.
people, so
Yeah, and they also
obviously
don't
they've got talent.
dot nod, or I thought it was supposed to be don't
Don't nod.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have a
I
typo
think-
on there.
Yeah.
They also did the vampire game.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard mixed things about that.
It's pretty fun. It could be more, but it's very different from Life is Strange. But
But yeah, just for the sake of time, I'm not going to go through every nominee of every category. I'm just going to go through all the categories, and if there are any interesting ones that you guys want to stop on and jump into, we can do that. So next we have Best Art Direction, obviously very important for games. Best Score / Music, that's one I'm pretty interested in. I love gaming soundtracks. So
same, yeah.
Best Audio Design. So yeah, God of War's nominated there. So maybe that woman you met, she could be receiving an award tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe her name was
Pretty crazy.
Shayna Moon. So
Shayna Moon. Okay, I'll
I
keep
know,
that
what
in
a
mind when I
name,
watch it.
right?
Best Performance. So this is going to go to an actual like actor. Games for Impact.
This
I
one-
think that's an interesting
This one's kind of
category.
interesting.
Yeah.
Mostly because as I'm looking at this, the only like AAA game on there is Life is Strange.
Yep.
And I don't even know if I call that
I wouldn't
AAA.
call
Nam-
Life is
Namco.
Strange AAA.
Namco is on
well, yeah, that's the publisher probably,
there.
right?
True, yeah.
Yeah. What is this?
but I-
This Digix Art / Aardman. I think
Yeah.
that's who actually made the game.
Right.
I do find it interesting that there's not a single AAA studio in Games for Impact
So that's
that are
yeah.
all
I mean,
indie.
Kind
I
of
think
sad.
I actually think that makes sense though. Like the indie games are the ones out there doing like experimental stuff and innovating. So
Yeah.
Well, but it says a like social meaning or message.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
So it's not necessarily innovation and design, just like you feel good. Not necessarily feel good, but yeah.
Something that gives you a profound thought or like, wow, you walk away from that thinking differently
Right.
than
yeah.
when you went in.
Yeah.
Thought provoking.
And I would say, yeah, given that idea, I'd say I've heard of Celeste and Life is Strange and the missing J.J. Mackenfield and the Island of Memories. I know all of those ones, like especially give off that feeling like you walk away from it different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't played any of the games on this list. I absolutely need to check them out. Next category, best independent game. I feel like Celeste is probably going to win that one. Although Dead Cells could probably clutch it out. I've heard
Oh.
very, very good things about Dead Cells.
Yeah, I was watching the developers live stream it when they released it on Steam, and it looks like so much fun.
Yeah,
I want to play
it's
Into
got
the
essentially
Breach.
like endless replay value.
Yeah.
Oh, which one is Into the Breach, Tristan? I've
So
heard of it.
that's the people who made Faster Than Light FTL.
Oh yeah,
made
okay.
a mech versus kaiju tactical Warfare game.
God, that sounds insane.
I want to play it so badly. It looks so cool.
And I've heard really good things about Return of the Obra Dinn. It's like I've heard actually it's like one of the best detective games ever made.
Yeah, same.
I've watched a video or two on it. It looks very unique.
And judging by the this screenshot, the art style is absolutely insane. Like, look at that. It's like all black and white.
It's like an old Game Boy game put on a computer.
It's made by the same guy that did Papers, Please, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I do remember
Okay.
hearing about that.
Yeah.
So.
Next category, best mobile game.
Fortnite.
I've made my opinion on mobile games clear, so I'm not really too concerned about that. Oh, Fortnite's probably going to win. Let's be real. Best VR/AR game. That's something I'm very invested in, actually. I would say like Astrobot Rescue Mission, which is nominated. I think that absolutely deserves to win. But Beat Saber is quite excellent as well.
Haven't
I've
played.
heard a lot
And
about
so is
it.
Tetris Effect. Okay, maybe this is more difficult. Those three games, Astrobot, Beat Saber, and Tetris Effect, I think it would be worth purchasing a VR just for those games alone. Like, that's how
Seriously?
excellent those games are.
Ooh.
Yep.
That's a statement. Wow.
So Astrobot is essentially, imagine like a Nintendo-esque like Mario platformer, but in VR. Like, you know how Mario 64 unleashed so many innovations into 3D gaming that are still like built on today, basically, right?
Right.
The Astrobot does the same thing to a degree for VR. Like, it does insane things in VR that you would never think of. And you just have so many moments while playing that game where you just go, oh my God, this is so clever and this is brilliant, you know, because it has gameplay that would not be possible without VR.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's very difficult to describe, but it's one of those things where if you see it, you believe it.
So you're a believer in VR now? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I was always a believer in
yeah.
VR. I got VR day one.
That's awesome.
And I love it. So moving on, best action game. Yeah, I mean, Call of Duty will probably win.
Oh, speaking
feel
of
like-
Far Cry, I just saw it on the list there. I heard there's going to be an announcement maybe about that tomorrow during the Game Awards.
Some DLC.
I'm not sure what, but I read a blurb. I didn't read it very, very thoroughly, but I saw something about Far Cry.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be so many announcements at this thing. It's like almost like a mini E3 at this point. Best action adventure game. All the nominees kind of make sense to me.
Oh, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That's cool. That was a good game. I did play that. I loved that game.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed the Tomb Raider games. I haven't played Shadow yet, but I've played Rise in the original.
It's pretty cool. The action scenes where you have to platform your way are pretty intense. It's like really well done cinema wise.
Yeah, not surprising.
Yeah.
Best role-playing game. That's interesting. I've played a little bit of Dragon Quest XI. I like it quite a bit, and I want to play Octopath Traveler. But other than
Same.
that, I haven't really played any of the other games.
Yeah, I know all of these games on the list. I just haven't played any of them.
Also,
so I don't know which one's the best.
Could Monster Hunter be classified as an RPG? Because it's being nominated
Yes.
here. Really?
Yes, because you spend a lot of the game cutting up monsters and building new equipment to further your stats.
Inventory management.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
thing.
So yeah, I've never actually fully played a Monster Hunter game, only like demos and stuff. So I always got the idea that it was more of an action game, but I guess I'm wrong.
Action RPG, sort of.
Yeah. Okay. Best fighting game. If Dragon Ball Fighters doesn't win this, I'm going to riot.
This one, it's like I could only really see Fighter Z because I haven't heard anybody talking about Cross Tag Battle or Street Fighter V. Soul Calibur 6, I've heard a lot about character creation, but otherwise it's the same Soul Calibur game. So Fighter Z is probably my pick for this one.
And I just kind of wanted to take a minute to appreciate Dragon Ball Fighters. It took over the fighting game community this year when it came out.
Yeah.
Like it became the headline game at EVO like in its first year that it came out, which I find pretty insane. And like it's always like consistently the most watched like fighting game stream for the big tournaments, which just I love because I'm a huge Dragon Ball fanboy, and the game is exciting to watch. You know, it captures the intensity of the show. I'm not a big professional like fighting game player myself, or let me rephrase that. I'm no professional player at all, but I can appreciate the very technical things I see in these high level matches, and it's super hype and exciting to watch. So
That's cool. Yeah, honestly, fighting games are what started esports, really.
yeah, absolutely.
To come full circle, which I didn't realize that until recently, because I don't really play those games, but I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, they were the OGs.
Yeah.
Best family game. I would personally pick Super Mario Party, just
same.
from how much fun I had playing that.
Same.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I'm a little confused how Labo got on there, but all right.
I don't really understand that.
I guess
it's popular.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't understand it being I guess it's appropriate for family play. I don't know anybody playing it.
I literally
for
don't know
family.
anyone with a Nintendo Labo.
Me neither. I didn't
But
even know
yeah,
it was a
again,
thing
I don't
until
know
read
many,
this
like,
list.
6-year-olds. So
Yeah, same.
best strategy game. I would totally vote for Frostpunk.
Is it good? That's on my wish list.
I really like Frostpunk, but I haven't played any of the games on this list, so I'm very biased. But
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with Frostpunk. Very unique kind of aesthetic. Like obviously, like it's like a steampunk city builder survival game. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
very unique.
I know I have all of these games under this category on my wish list. I don't have any of them.
Yeah, Banner
Would
Saga
love to.
3, Frostpunk. Yeah, those are all and Into the Breach, all on my wish list.
So this is weird. Like, look at the next category: best sports/racing game. I wonder why they grouped those together. I feel like they should keep those separate.
Maybe
Racing isn't a sport.
But like racing game, you know, a racing game is like a different genre of game.
Maybe there weren't enough
guess-
nominees for it to be its own category.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Best multiplayer game, Fortnite will definitely win that.
Fortnite.
Best student game. This is an interesting category.
This is interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm not.
It's
Not heard of any
best
of these,
student
but-
project created at the high school or college level.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a neat award. It's
track
good
some
for
of these
like
down.
imagine if
See
someone imagine whoever wins this award basically is set up for like connection wise for life, you know.
Oh yeah.
That's going to propel their career so far. Best debut indie game. So this is from a new independent studio. As opposed to already existing ones, I suppose.
Yeah.
Best esports game.
Honestly, I'm thinking
Yeah, I
either
don't-
CS:GO
this
or
one-
Dota 2.
This one,
don't-
I'm not sure which way it'll go.
Maybe Overwatch. I don't see Fortnite winning this one actually, but it probably could. Well,
Yeah, I think it'll be CS:GO or Dota, honestly.
So these
Yeah.
awards have like, they have a panel of judges, but they also have like
fan vote.
fan votes, right? So I'm sure like Fortnite will probably win all the fan votes, but it'd be interesting
Yeah.
to see like what the official
judge
panel
vote is.
decides. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we're down to best esports player. So the only one I know from here is Sonic Fox because he's like a god at Dragon Ball Fighters. He's like pretty.
I've seen that guy
he's a
before.
champ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
best,
familiar enough with this world.
best esports team. It's neat seeing like it's a pretty big chunk of this is esports. You know,
Yeah.
It definitely shows esports' growth. So best esports team, best esports coach, even. Wow.
That is a unique
That
category
is
to
so.
see.
And look, they're all these like young,
Yeah.
young dudes, all dudes. I don't see a single woman there.
Yeah.
We need some women esports coach.
Need some representation
Where are they at?
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like male dominated right now.
Yeah.
Best esports event.
That's insane.
That's cool.
That
Look
is
at, look at those crowds. Like
Yeah.
we're looking, so it's showing a picture of each like event's stadium, and there's like literally like thousands, tens of thousands of people in these crowds for these fighting game and like not just fighting game, like these competitive esport events.
Yeah. Oh man.
Wow.
I would vote for Evo 2018 because that's the one I paid most attention to. But best esports host. Okay, like yeah, this is a whole world that I'm not even like.
I'm not in this.
Oh,
I
there's
have
a
no
woman.
clue. There we go. Yeah. I don't know her. But I also don't know anybody on this list.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know anyone on this list. Best esports moment. Okay, that's the one I was talking about before. That's crazy.
The Sonic Fox.
That's even.
DBZ.
Yeah, that's on there. I saw that.
Mine would be G2.
Yeah, I was
beating
not a
RNG.
big fan of that moment.
Which two?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Katie. No, go ahead.
We were asking what your one
Yeah,
was.
mine was G2 beating RNG. It was League of Legends Worlds.
Oh yeah, that was pretty insane.
Yeah.
I was passively like paying attention to that, and I was pretty
I was shocked.
surprised by that. Yeah. But Tristan, you saw the Sonic Fox side switch thing?
No, but I have heard of it.
Yeah, that I don't know. I didn't like that very much. But
What happened? What was it?
so Sonic Fox and Goichi, they were playing professional Dragon Ball Fighters, and I think this was Evo. Yeah, this was Evo, and it was grand finals, right? And Sonic Fox was coming in through losers, or no, Sonic Fox was in winners. Goichi was coming in through losers side, and the first set, Goichi like annihilated him. Like so, because he was in loser's side, he has to win another set to become the champion,
Mhm.
right? So after he like crushed him in the first set, Sonic Fox basically like stalled the beginning of the next set because he wanted to switch sides. So like, you know how in fighting games, one person's on the left, one person's on the right.
Right.
So he claimed that like he wanted to switch sides because he felt like he was at a disadvantage or whatever. And technically in the rules, he's allowed to request a side switch.
Uh-huh.
And Goichi denied it. And apparently if you're allowed to request it, but if your opponent denies it, it goes to like a coin flip or something. So then like this whole process was like insane. It took like 15 minutes. And then like
15 minutes for a coin flip?
I mean, like it's just like this kind of thing hasn't been done, especially in the grand finals of like the biggest fighting game, like it was pretty controversial. Okay. And then by the time they switched, a lot of people would say that Sonic Fox did this to basically cut all of Goichi's momentum. So Goichi was like coming in hot, like he was crushing Sonic Fox. But after this whole debacle, Sonic Fox beat him and took the championship.
Wow.
And, yeah, so I don't know. Like, I wasn't. I'm a big fan of Sonic Fox, but I didn't like what he pulled there.
That is some like high level esports sort of deal where you're like, it's not even in the game; it's the mind games around the game,
around the rules.
Oh yeah, they do that all the time in like chess and tennis. They do similar tactics. Honestly, any sport, I feel they do it.
But yeah, like I like both of those players. But like I think they should have just kept playing. Like we were seeing some insane play from Goichi, and that just evaporated after the whole like coin flip.
Oh
debacle.
man,
like Sonic Fox like crushed him.
Wow, that's a bummer.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on. Content creator of the year. I actually know almost everyone on this list.
I've heard of some of them.
Like through Fortnite, like Dr. Lupo Myth, Ninja, Pokimane. Like I remember they all stream Fortnite. I don't know who the fifth guy is, Willy Rex. But I mean, come on, Ninja's obviously going to win this. It's like not even.
Yeah, Ninja is probably going to win this.
They might as well not even have nominees for this category.
He's destroying it. So he's also streamed an absurd amount of hours this year. I'm trying to think. I saw something.
I mean, yeah, he works very hard.
Yeah,
I think he deserves the success. He's a millionaire now. He's a celebrity now. He's appeared on like Ellen and like big mainstream shows.
He has spent 3,800 hours streaming Fortnite this year.
Oh my god!
I believe it. I believe it. Actually, let's do a calculation. 3,800 hours, 24 hours in a day. That's 158 days. He spent half the year playing Fortnite.
Oh my god!
He's done the equivalent of 95 40-hour work weeks this year, back to back.
Wow, that's crazy.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's working. I mean, working, right? He's playing video games
Yeah.
and streaming, but at the same time, that's like his job.
Right.
Like he's tired when he's done. It's like an exhausting profession. But like, yeah, he's working like 80 plus hour weeks, going by that math, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is the last of the categories. So, yeah, like I said, by the time this episode comes out, like it'll be weeks. Like all of these will be determined, and
We'll see how
this
right
episode
we
will
are.
be quite dated. But I still thought it was a good idea to go through this, and I think it's a very important event again for the games industry, and I hope to only see it grow even further from here. All right, do you guys have any final thoughts?
Can't wait to see it. Actually, this has made me excited for it.
Yeah, I'm actually going to watch like all of it tomorrow night. I'm
Same.
pretty excited.
When does it start again?
8:30 Eastern.
Right on.
Okay, so that took way longer than I thought it would.
Yeah.
So I was planning to do another topic today, but that took way longer than I anticipated. So I think we're just going to go into wrapping this show up. So let's talk about the games we play or recommend. Katie, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I've been playing a lot of Darkest Dungeon recently, just because.
Ooh, okay, what is that?
It's kind of like a dungeon crawler. It's like a 1D dungeon crawler. You have a party of 4 that you take out, and you go on some sort of dungeon crawl, and your characters level up and whatnot. But they are not really immune to all of the stresses and hazards that happen when you're adventuring. So they have this thing in the game called an affliction system. So your characters, like, they get stressed out over time, and it tests their resolve, and they just sort of, you really have to trust RNGesus to get you through the level or the boss. And there's permadeath, so that's fun. But it's a really fun, very hard dungeon crawler.
Awesome. What's it? What platforms is it on?
It's on. I played on PC. I'm not sure if it's on anything else. They had a GDC talk about how they designed the game. That's what got me back.
And
into it.
You said like you form a party, right? Can those party be like actual other players?
No, they're just people.
So it's a single player game.
Yeah, it's a single player game. They're just NPCs that you get throughout the game.
Okay, yeah, that sounds awesome. Tristan?
Okay, so Galgun Double Peace, which there's a lot you have to get over before you even start playing the game. Mostly that it's anime, and the whole point of the game is that you're shooting your classmates with love bullets so that they, I don't know, love you or something.
That sounds pretty lovely.
But what it essentially is an on-rails shooter in the House of the Dead style sort of game, where your character is, I don't know, cursed by an angel that everyone will fall in love with you, and you're trying to confess to your one true love by the end of the day. If you don't, you're forever alone. If you do, hooray, you win. They're happy to go out with you. But it's sort of like a mutual love thing. So I was like, I really got to like the cast of characters that were in it.
So is it like a dating simulator shoot 'em up?
It's sort of like that. It's weird. So like the day is broken up into a bunch of different scenes where you're like on rails and you're going through the school trying to find the classmate you're going after. So I spent most of my run going after this first year student, just because she was the cute character I wanted to go after that run. But to get to her, she might have run all the way to the gym while I was like stuck in the courtyard. So I had to run through the courtyard, stopping all of these other girls from getting in my way. And like, so it's like House of the Dead. They show up and then they take your health away and then you lose, because they attack you. The weird thing is like trying to play it on keyboard and mouse. It's just like, you got to move your mouse all over the place. You got to zoom in to see stuff that's hidden from your sight, trying to find items in the world that are like hidden inside lockers and stuff. And then in between each of these scenes, you can go to the shop and you can get like, oh, I'm getting hit a lot from these enemies. I think I'm going to grab more health, or I'm going to make certain stats higher. I still haven't I don't understand every aspect of this game, but if you enjoy on-rail shooters and anime, it's it's a cup of tea. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but it is somebody's.
No, for sure. It definitely is a very unique concept.
If you've heard of this game before, it's probably because you've heard of the outrageously priced DLC.
What's it priced at?
$89.99.
Oh my
Jeez.
gosh.
For one mechanic that you can unlock in the game.
Okay, so the people who make this game absolutely knows who their audience are. Because
Oh, yeah.
people who are into this game will absolutely pay $90 for something like
Yeah.
that.
I think all of the DLC you can unlock just by playing the game, but they were like, you can give us like an extra $100-something, and it's just unlocked from the
Okay,
moment
so
you
if
go.
if you can unlock it just by playing, that's okay then, I think.
Yeah.
All right. So what I've been playing, and when I say this, I'm going to be instantly labeled as a giant hypocrite to by anyone who listens to this show. But I've been playing Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
What?
So I was vehemently against Let's Go.
All right.
I thought it was a watered down version of Pokemon. I thought it was sending the series in the wrong direction, taking away complexity and appealing to a more casual audience. Didn't think any of that was good. Then I watched a trailer for the game that basically recreated the original like 90s Pokemon intro in Pokemon Let's Go while playing the Pokemon theme song. And then I was just like, okay, I have to play this game. So then, then I purchased the game. And then like over Thanksgiving, I put like over 20 hours into
Oh
it.
my god.
And I was shocked at how much I liked the game. Yes, it is true that the catching is strictly in the Pokemon Go style. There are no random encounters, but somehow all of that is okay and maybe even makes Pokemon better, which I can't believe I'm saying. Like, the catching mechanic is very fun and it leads to a method of like shiny hunting that is very, very good. And the battles are still in there, but they're only with trainers and such, right? And yeah, obviously, like when the next Pokemon game comes out, I would like them to bring back abilities because they took out abilities and held items. That obviously all needs to come back. But like, if they kept the catching mechanic, as well as the whole like Pokemon aren't random encounters anymore, they appear in the overworld. If they kept all of that, I would be absolutely okay. Like, I actually think, unbeknownst to all of us going into this game, these are positive changes for Pokemon, which, you know, shocked me because I was like completely against them before I played the game, but then I played it and my opinion flipped. Another thing is your like the mascot Pokemon that's with you. Like I got Eevee. Obviously, Let's Go Pikachu comes with Pikachu. Like they like ride on your head and they're super cute.
Oh.
And like it's just fun like interacting with them and stuff. You know, like Eevee will like if Eevee sees something interesting, they'll like go to it and try to get your attention like a puppy would or something like that. And you can like dress them up and stuff too. I know some people are into that. And you can actually change your clothes to match what they're wearing, which again, I never really did that, but it's in there for those that are into it. And I know a lot of people are.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, it's just it's a remake of Pokemon Yellow. And I mean, Generation 1, it was what started it all. It has the strongest nostalgia of anything in the Pokemon series, and it definitely, you know, plays on that. I had a blast just playing through Pokemon Gen 1 again, even with the changed mechanics. I thought it was actually for the better. And I'm very excited to see where they take Pokemon next, because I think the next game, they said nothing from Pokemon Let's Go would be in it, but I don't know if I absolutely believe that, especially with the pretty overwhelmingly positive reaction to Let's Go. So I'm curious to see what shape the next Pokemon game will take. But for now, I can say that Pokemon Let's Go was a very, very relaxing and enjoyable experience for me.
That's really cool. I'm shocked.
I've seen a lot of people playing Let's Go, and I kind of want to play it myself just to see, because I definitely remember playing Pokemon Yellow when there were no held items or abilities. So if it's, and then, you know, I can be a huge nerd and dress up the same as my Pikachu. Yeah, I'll probably be into it.
Yeah. Game Freak and Nintendo definitely hit the money on the head with this game.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's going to do it for us this week. I'm super excited to watch the Game Awards tomorrow, and in 3 weeks from now, you all can listen to this and see what we were right about, what we were wrong about, and how it all shook out. But for now, thank you for listening. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Later.
Bye.